Okay, Stan, this is what you were considering your center line was right here. As far as the motor and the center line is concerned, this is where we need to be. 10.5 inches from center of the pinion to what we can run on this buggy is the center of the rear end. Then what we got is over here is if we come off the center of the pinion, the blue line designates the front end that we're working on. This is where the inside of your knuckle would have to be, is right here. That's the inside of the knuckle. Let me get the knuckle mic. So that's where it's going to have to go if we're going to run this front end with clearance on your motor. And we did put the motor in the center because we're worried about the high speed and center of gravity. So the motor's in the center and the chassis. So now if we go with your other axle, the one that you got, this is where your knuckle location will be on your 64-inch wheelbase. But we're going to subtract all the housing difference, which will be 5 inches on this side, which will give us a 2-inch tube shown here with the axle that you got. So it should be an 11-inch center line, 11 inches from there to here with 2 inches of tube showing on your axle. Now we'll move to the drive shaft scenario. Standard carrier bearings, 5 inches to the top of the mount, which is a 3.5-inch, a 3.5-inch center. So that's your clearance there. As far as drive shaft clearance at full crush. That'll be down there at your carrier bearings so that'll miss no problem. Now on the bars, the bottom bars will come out to the knuckle, and that'll give us 16 degrees on both lower bars. If we come from here and stay outside of the frame rail, that'll give us 16 degrees on both top bars. When the rear end goes down on that side and stays crushed to this side, we get 1.5 inches of lateral movement. And we got 2-inch clearance in here on the pinion yoke to the motor. So that'll work. If you want to come in here, you might be able to get away with that on your new high pinion. On the solid front end you got if you want, and that'll up our angle from 64 degrees to whatever the change is from here to here. Okay, let's show you that. This is gonna be your engine cradle. This will go up under the engine over the pinion. The splices you're going to make me will go in here in the cradle. So we'll connect these tubes from here over to this frame rail. It does connect and make our splices in there, and that'll just be body armor for the motor. Put 2 tubes in the belly. We've got 2 tubes in the belly connection pan, and then we've got the transmission mount removable. And then we have the transfer case number ring. I got it in there and set up, so it's also removable. Now back here with the trailing arm set up, we're going to be able to get a lot more than 16 degrees out of our bars because of our length and because we don't have any knuckles to deal with, so we're going to gain like 8.5 inches. So these will probably be in the neighborhood of 23 degrees. On the bottom bars will give us an angle like that. Rear end's done, flanges are ready. Got the removable gas tank, so you can move it forward or backward wherever you want, and it's ready to go. So that takes care of that. Let's do one more thing on the shock mount. This is a 16-inch shock at full compression. We're going to be able to mount right in here. This is a 16-inch shock. So that's what we're looking at coming through the hood, and that's probably about 12 degrees. So 14-inch shock, our mounting locations will be a little lower. I'm guessing our mounting locations will be in that neighborhood. We're hoping for it. And then we'll slip across, right across here. If you want any more hood clearance on your air breather, I think we mill 1 inch to 1.5 inches off the top of your intake. And then you'll be able to run a 2-inch tall breather, and it'll still be under the hood. So it looks like we're just going to have the shocks protruding through the hood right here, the two shocks on each side. Should be about good.